Good day. Good day to my fans. Both of you. Nice to nice to see you. Okay, so we're starting another new week of college football. To Not to toot my own horn. Last week I went on over under 5-4. I know that's not tooting, but I was never really good on over unders anyways. But I did go 10-5 on the spreads, which I thought was pretty good compared to some of the other people that I used to listen to. Um, and I do mean used to. Okay, so what happened this week? Okay, so a few changes in the rankings. I think there was the top 10. I think stayed the same, right? And then there's some movement around in the bottom. They just can't let go of Nebraska. Okay, like they just really need to keep Nebraska in there. And I don't understand that. There's no offense to Nebraska fans. I just don't think the team's ready to be up there and ready to go this year. So I think they really need a year to prove themselves first. Because you're coming off a 4-8 season, you need a year to prove yourself. I just really don't get it. Okay, so yeah, apparently they were so adamant to keeping Nebraska on that they actually they have them in the 25th spot with well, at least in the AP anyways, with Iowa State. Boise made it on, right on Boise. Good for you. I'm happy for you. UCF dropped one for some reason. They won their game like 40 something, 42 nothing or something like that, 42-7. Um, and actually, I have that score, but I'll have to look it up in a second here. There, give me UCF. What did they do? 62 nothing. Look at that. It's like I don't know. I don't get it. Um, okay, so like I said, the college the rankings have changed a little bit, not too much. Maybe basically, uh, my only problem is uh, you have Nebraska, very unimpressive. They barely got by South Alabama. Iowa State had to go into triple overtime to beat Northern Iowa, and Stanford. Right? Yeah, I don't know. They could have been beaten. I think Northwestern should have beaten them out of that. And my problem is, why isn't Cincy or Memphis on there? Like they totally should be on there. Sorry, just saying. Okay, NFL is coming up for all you underdog guys and long shot guys. Try the Jets on the road. They're paying large. Sorry, take that back. The Giants. Try the Giants on the road. They're paying really large. I'll look up the pro line for you on that right now. A little early for my pro line picks because we have still college to get rid of on here. They're on the road to Dallas. Yeah, I realize it's Dallas. Giants always play Dallas tough, and they always play Dallas tough in Dallas. So, and this is a better, more younger squad. I think I would give them the benefit of the doubt, and I would definitely take them as a win on the road. Money line people, why not throw $100 on there? You're probably going to end up with more likely about a $500 or $600 return on that. And we got where's another one I like? I like a close call in the Buffalo New York Jets as well. So tie on that would be really good. Arizona, I also have Arizona at home. They're an underdog at home to Detroit. I hate Detroit. Sorry about that. I know the tongue's kind of gross. So yeah, so that's the way I'm looking on the NFL. That's just short-lived for now. We're gonna do an NFL later on, probably on Thursday morning or something like that. I'll have kind of more of a idea on who's playing, who's not, and see where the money lines move. I know I'm not really supposed to be looking at those, but anyways, let's shut up for now and let's go on to college ball. All right, so Friday's games. The only game I really like on Friday is the Wake at Rice. Okay, I know this is going to sound kind of goofy, but Rice, they held Army pretty good. And the first thing people will say is, what happened to Army? Rice happened to Army. Maybe Rice is really good. Maybe their defense is really stellar. I mean, it's week one. How do you know? You don't, right? Um, so they're giving Rice 18.5 points at home. Wake Forest, that quarterback, uh, pardon me, that's Surratt. Is that who he is? No, sorry, he's a receiver. Sorry, Newman. Yeah, Newman. He had 400 yards. Impressive, for sure. Um, and uh, but they lost to. Oh, sorry, they won. Sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong game. I did that again. I had my uh, I had my games mixed up because I was watching the Purdue Nevada game, thinking the same thing. Was it Purdue Nevada or the Cincy? Might have been the Cincy game. I was watching that same night. Like I said, taking those nerve pills, they kind of give you a bit of memory loss. And by the end of this video, I'll probably forget my own name. So, um, yeah. So like I said, he had a fairly decent game. He threw for 3 touchdowns, 401 yards. But still, it's Rice at home, and I think their defense is what held Army back. Not so much as Army being the shits, but more like Rice maybe just holding their own. So I would give Rice the benefit of the doubt. 18.5 points. That's a lot to ask from a Group of 5 team, and to walk in and try to take that away from Rice. I still think Wake's going to win, but not by 18.5 points. So yeah, that's where I'm going with that. And don't forget, Rice was another thing I wrote down. I write it down. Might as well tell you about it. It says Rice was a 23.5 point dog last week, and they covered that. They only lost by 7. So yeah, I would definitely take Rice at home. And that's it for Friday. So Saturday now we have the Cincinnati Ohio State game. This ain't gonna be a walkover like a lot of people were probably thinking back in July. Cincy played UCLA really well. Offense, defense was really well put together. Really balanced team. Cincy's going to be challenging UCF for the division title. I think that after watching Cincy, and not that UCF isn't qualified or not qualified, but capable of winning that division. I think I think it's going around the network is that Cincy is starting to get some notice now, and that's what they said when they picked last week's game. If you had watched the video on it, that I thought Cincy with only a 2.5 point uh, spread. That was such a gift at home. It really was a gift, and because I'm pretty sure pretty much everybody took that. And Ohio State, I don't think their offense is that good. There's not. I'm not going to go too much into detail because I don't really dig too deep into these things. And to find 50 reasons why a team lost is just, it's just again, like I told you, don't overanalyze these games. They will throw you off, right? And if you look around, I see a lot of people with the guys who have been around on the at least on the YouTube for a long time. I noticed that they go so heavy into details. They know the quarterbacks and they know how many yards he's thrown, and it's like I don't know. It's too much for me. I really don't dig into it too much. I go by what I see because that's all we basically got, right? People spend the entire summer picking teams based on all basically just to do it on week one, right? Because by the time week one's done, your whole ideology has been wiped clean because 50 things have gone totally opposite of the way you thought it was going to go. Now you got to re-scramble. And what are you going to do? You're going to go through 125 teams? You're not going to do it. You just don't have the time for it, right? So, like I said, we're just going to basically go on surface stuff. And I think Ohio State's offense is very weak. I think Cincy is going to lose this game, but not by 16. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be inside of a touchdown. And like I said, For all you long shot people and all you pro line people, don't be afraid to take the die on this one. All right, that's it for that game. We are going to go to West Virginia and Missouri. Missouri kind of got surprised in Wyoming last week. They lost, and they were a 16-point favorite. And West Virginia is walking in there now. West Virginia was not very impressive in their win. I think Missouri is they're pissed. They're absolutely pissed. They're at home. They're very angry. They lose that game, and West Virginia is just a perfect team to beat up on. It's a 14-point spread, but I think Missouri they're just going to keep pounding the ball at them. I think they're just going to keep beating up on West Virginia, hoping that at some way that'll get their game last week changed. Okay, then we got Vanderbilt in Purdue. A lot of people are thinking that Purdue is not the team that they were hoping they would be, and that Vanderbilt kind of played Georgia really well, kind of held them, even though they held them to 24 points or something like that. That they're going to close that gap between Purdue, that -7 gap on Purdue. I agree. I think it'll be a tight game. I think Vanderbilt's defense will be well enough to keep Purdue close. This game, I think, could go either way, but I think it'll be very, very tight. So take Vanderbilt with the points. Next one is Texas A&M and Clemson. Everybody's thinking that Texas A&M is going to really bring their A+ game after watching last week's game. They sorry, a little slow. Texas State game. I didn't think the Texas State game was really much of an indicator to begin with. So we got Texas A&M plus 17.5 walking into Clemson. Everybody's saying that Texas A&M is gonna keep that game close. If not even, a lot of people are picking Texas A&M to come out of the SEC. I don't see it. One game does not show me anything. I think Clemson beats the shit out of them because I mean, if it's about think about Clemson playing Alabama last year. They played basically the #1 defense, if not the #2 defense in the entire country, and scored 40 plus points on them, right? So, well, you don't think they're going to do that against Texas A&M's? They're basically the same team. So, I would take Clemson and the 17.5 at home. I don't think it's going to be close. I think when a big team comes into Clemson, Clemson's going to basically show the country who the alpha dog is, basically, lack of a better word. Okay, next one is the Nebraska-Colorado game. Now, this is what I call my darling pick of the week. They got Nebraska as a 3.5 point favorite going in. South Alabama was just a shitty team. They're an absolute shit team. Okay, at least they were last year. I don't know how much better they got this year, but being South Alabama, it's not like you're picking from the A list. So they barely got by. I have no faith in Nebraska. I think I don't know where all this hopes and dreams on Nebraska is coming from. Colorado, I thought was pretty impressive, throwing up 51 points last week. And they're at home, 3.5, up in the mountains, and it's Nebraska, who, like I said, went 4-8 last year. I don't see it. Take Colorado in the points. I think it's a gift. Total gift. Take it. I think you won't be disappointed. All right, next one. Illinois, UConn. Why I took this game? Why did I take this game? UConn is a 20-point dog at home. I think that probably because Illinois managed to score 42 on Akron, and I think Akron is a better team than UConn. And Illinois needs to. I think they're trying to make a statement. and they kind of have to because they're Illinois and they're in the Big Ten. But it's going to take more than just winning games. I think it's going to be winning games by big numbers to get them some notice. So I think I think that Illinois is going to go. Illinois apparently is supposed to be a lot better. They're starting to really build their program up here. UConn barely got by Wagner. They've only beat Wagner by 3 points at home. So I think Illinois is very capable of scoring 20 plus points on them. That's just me. I don't know if you're looking at it or not. I don't think that'll be on any pro line. But if anybody's inclined to maybe pick an outside game, you probably won't see that line move very much. I don't think it's going to garner a lot of interest. Next game is UCF at Florida Atlantic plus 10. Florida Atlantic is a 10-point underdog. I think UCF is still powerful. I think they're a very, very offensive powerhouse, and I think they're not being given their respect. I mean, look at them. They got knocked down one. They got knocked down one place in the rankings after winning 62-0. You know, but they moved Wisconsin up. What was it, 6 places by winning 49-0. I don't understand it. Somebody's gonna have to explain this to me. Yeah, the UCF is getting no respect at all. I have no idea why. I think it's because they, I think it's because of the quarterbacks. But that Wambush from Notre Dame, I don't think he's a bad addition to the team. And there's another thing: they play Cincinnati in their 6th game, I think. By the time they get there, they're going to be 5-0, guaranteed. And they play Stanford in there too. You watch; they're going to be 5-0 by the time they get to Cincinnati. That's my guarantee of the month. All right. Next game. Wyoming, Texas State. Where did I put that game? Wyoming, Texas State. Should be on the other channel. Just give me 1 second. There we go. All right. Wyoming, very impressive last week against Missouri. They're walking into Texas State, and they're only a 7-point favorite. I would give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, like I said, if they can beat Missouri, they're definitely going to take on Texas State with that 7 points. Well, that's basically all I'm basing it on. I never watched the game. I don't know. But I know Texas State is very way down there. They're not really a strong enough team to make any noise in the Sun Belt. So I think Wyoming, has just been underlooked. I think that's basically what it is. When you're out there in Yellowstone, man, like nobody's paying attention to you. You know, like I was saying last week about Utah State and maybe not so much Utah, but Utah State and Nevada. They don't get a lot of press coverage. So I mean, a lot of things happen. People don't know anything about it. All right, so that's basically all I have to say about that game. Take Wyoming and the 7 and under 7, -7, whatever it is. Okay, so next one is Western Kentucky at Florida International. Wrong one. Western Kentucky, Florida International. Here we go. All right. I think that FIU is going to demolish the Hilltoppers. Hilltoppers are basically they're basically picked to finish last in their division, and this is a division matchup, so it's going to count for a lot. And I think FIU at home, 7.5-point under favorites. Yeah, I think they will come out of this. I know they lost their first game to Tulane. But I think they underestimated Tulane, and I think Tulane is a little bit stronger than people give them credit for. But yeah, I would definitely take FIU at home with that 7.5-point spot, basically, I guess you call it. Okay, so next one we got is North Texas SMU. I swear, if this was in Group 5, this should be on TV. This should be like a there's a couple of games out there. I know the LSU Texas game and all that, but this is a watchable game. this game is going to be a very, very, very hard-fought battle. I guarantee it. I mean, North Texas, SMU, they both showed up on their first week. North Texas, very underlooked team. Um, they got that Mason Fine. Is that his name? Mason Fine. Uh, Quarterback, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 383 yards. And then Bouchel from SMU. Again, like I said, they're a rebuilding team, and I think one more year they might actually be contending. I think with Conference USA, is that where they are? Yeah, so I think they will be contending next year if they continue the way they played at Arkansas State. Okay, and then this one here, this game should be close. I can't call it. I can't. It's just too. It's gonna be too tight. I think it's gonna be a really good game to watch. I wish I could get that one on TV. Um, Next one is Brigham Young at Tennessee. This one also I think is gonna be close. I think Brigham Young, Tennessee. Well, we all know what happened to them, and they're gonna be at home, under pressure to win. I'm sure the crowd will start cheering unless they're down a couple of touchdowns a little late in the game or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I think the pressure will get to them. I think BYU comes in and maybe even beats them. Tennessee is only a 3.5 point. Tennessee is a 3.5 point favorite at home. Now, this game had been played in the week one. That you can add a 10 to that, right? It'd be a 13.5 point favorite. I guarantee it. So, there's not a lot of faith in Tennessee now. Okay, so now the game of the week, LSU Texas. A lot of people are saying that's not it. I am saying it is the game of the week. LSU is my pick to win in the whatchamacallit, the SEC. SEC what, West or East? North, South, or I can't remember. I don't remember these divisions. Man, there's so many of them. They SEC West. All right. The SEC West, they are my pick to finish first, and in order for them to finish first, they are going to have to go undefeated, and in order to get undefeated, they are going to have to beat up on Texas. Texas is a 6-point underdog. I think LSU covers that big time, totally. I think that Ellinger, I find him to be a little overrated. I find him to be too erratic. You know, I watched Texas play a couple times last year. I find his passing to be way too erratic. It's almost like if things don't go exactly the way he plans, he gets confused when in the middle. That of course has changed as you get older for sure, but I still find him a little too erratic. And until I see him play again, which I will be watching this game. But LSU is my pick for that one. I would definitely take LSU in that one. All right. Tulane at Auburn. All right. Auburn is a 18-point favorite. Too much. Sorry. Against Tulane. I think Tulane's a lot stronger team than people are going to give them credit for. This will be, and I guarantee you, if it finishes around 10-point spread, people are going to talk about what happened to Auburn. And what they should be talking about is who's Tulane and why are they looking so good, right? That's what I think. See, that's a lot of people, they only look at it one way, and you have to look at it both ways. Like I was saying about Rice and Army, maybe it wasn't so much Army as it is about Rice, right? So I would take Tulane in the 18 points. I think that Auburn wins, but they're not going to win by 18. They shouldn't even have won the last game. Personally, I don't think they should have won that game. Oregon screwed that one up. That's one of those games where everybody's thinking, "Oh, Auburn really won." Well, Oregon screwed up. Trust me. Okay, next one: Western Michigan and Michigan State. This one here, just take Western Michigan and the 16 points. I don't think Michigan State's going to. For the same reason, I think Western Michigan, they're supposed to be up there in the MAC this year. Michigan State, really not very impressive. Arkansas, Ole Miss. Ole Miss, I thought was very, very, very impressive against Memphis, especially on the road. They only lost by 5. Um, and Arkansas barely got by Portland State. Jesus, would they lose? Would they win by 3 points, 7 points? Portland State. Um, and Ole Miss is a 6.5 point favorite, so I think definitely win by a touchdown for sure. So I would take Ole Miss at home with a 6.5. Miami, North Carolina. Wow, this is a long video. North Carolina, I thought they were very impressive against South Carolina. And they're at home again. And you have to think to yourself, is South Carolina better than Miami? I think they are. Yeah, I would definitely take North Carolina at home with this one. Like I said, they're very impressive. Again, there was another team that probably wasn't looked at too much. And sometimes, I'm telling you, man, sometimes it just takes chemistry to win games. You know, I really do. And I think North Carolina really proved that they had some chemistry in there. So it's going to be interesting to see how far North Carolina actually takes us. So I would definitely take North Carolina and the 5.5. All right. Next game. Oh, yeah. This is California, Washington. Yeah, Washington is going to blow them out of the water. Washington's only a 14-point favorite at home. Only. Yeah. Especially after that Easton's stellar week last week. Am I the right one here? I did not bring that game up. Sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second here. Oh, I did bring it up. Okay, so California, Washington. Yeah, Easton had a really good week last week. 349 and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, pretty impressive. I know that's Eastern Washington, but still. Yeah, I don't think California is really that good. I haven't seen them play, but they really haven't brought in much. They weren't that good last year. And Washington basically is, of course, can't lose games, right? So they're going to come out hard. They're going to come out fast. They're going to make sure that they put a lot of these games away in the first half. I do believe that Washington will kick the crap out of California. 14, I thought was a gift as well. Stanford, USC. Yeah, both quarterbacks are down. I don't know what happened to Costello, and because this is Wednesday, we don't know yet. So I think he's in the concussion watch or something. So right now it looks as both backups are going to be playing. I have no idea, and I'm not going to bother looking. Don't touch the game. That's all there is to it. All right, the last game is Minnesota-Fresno. Minnesota is a favorite going into Fresno. I think that's another gift. Yeah, I think Fresno is totally undervalued again at home. Minnesota way overvalued. I think Fresno probably beats them by 10. All right. Yeah, Fresno lost. Probably could have beaten Stanford. Was it Stanford? Sorry, or USC? Sorry, I think it was USC. Where are we at here? Minnesota. There we go. It was USC. I'm sorry. They could have won that game too. Yeah, I think a Minnesota thing was, well, there were some people talking about Minnesota. There was some buzz about it, but after that first game against South Dakota, that kind of just fell right off the planet. And I'm kind of jumping off the planet with them. I think Fresno State's going to beat them by 10. Okay, guys, that's basically it for my picks for this week. And hopefully I didn't go over-unders. I might do over-unders, but I'm not really an over-under, as you can see. I went 10-5 on the spreads. I can't see me really changing the way I like going on these. Over-unders are just really, I find over-unders. It changed by the rain. It changed, especially this early too. I mean, if we're gonna pick over-unders, you might as well do it the day before. Because I mean, the weather could change on you. You know, a quarterback or a center could go down or something. You know, I mean, Yeah, it's way too early to pick over-unders. Um, and then, and as far as point spreads, no, I don't think that really changes point spreads for me. Just over-unders. Okay, so we got 30 minutes. Wow, that's the longest video I think I've done. Okay, so what else have I got? I still got conference predictions still to do. I'm playing around with some video editing and some PowerPoint presentations that I'm doing, and just trying to spruce up. Because I mean, if you look behind me, I mean, this is, I don't like looking at it, so I can imagine you probably don't like looking at it. So I'm trying to. I can't build a studio yet, so I might as well try to fake one behind me, or at least change my the picture on the screen. Okay, so that's you got my fix for this week, guys. Good luck. We will be talking again soon. Um, and yeah, so like I said, have a good week. Good luck. Good fortune. And we will talk to you on another video. And keep an eye out for my my other conference predictions. All right, guys. Take care. See you soon.